show you how I went from this to this. I'm going to cover my entire process in this video. So stick around till the end, because I also got some cool tips and tricks.
You'll learn about some of the best tools around if you're looking for inspiration or just trying different designs before settling on one permanent logo. Your logo is a powerful way to represent who you are as an organization. It's also one of the first things people see when they come across your company. So it should reflect both aesthetic appeal and what makes each client different from others in their industry or niche market. This is Nebo Studios, and designing a great logo is an art. It's not easy, but with the right tools, you can create something that's both visually pleasing and functionally effective. The logo is one of the first opportunities to make a lasting impression on your customers. It's also the best ways to differentiate yourself from others in your same field of work. So make sure your logo is unique and that it accurately reflects what your business is all about. I'm going to take you through my entire creative process from start to finish. Best of all, you get to see how it is I think and work through the design challenges I face. I'll be making a logo design for a professional photographer and including my complete creative methodology. So I'm going to work with this example of mine. I was asked by this client to design a logo and brand identity. They wanted something modern, sleek, and cleanly designed that would also convey the idea of cutting-edge photography. I didn't feel like this job called for an illustrative approach, but instead needed to maintain a very open look with lots of negative space. This is to create an inviting yet professional atmosphere where customers can relax before they sit down for their experience. My process involves the following creative steps or guidelines. In this video, I'm going to be discussing a design of a logo and how to make it both effective and timeless. A well-designed logo can be a powerful tool for your business. It's the first thing people see and it can help them remember who you are and what you do. So take the time to create a logo that's truly representative of your brand and make sure to follow your branding guidelines closely. You can't have a successful business without having a great logo as well. A good way to start thinking about your own personal logos is by following these 6 steps. Step 1, as a logo designer, it's important to identify the problem before you can design a solution. The first step in this process is for designers like myself and you who are tasked with creating logos or other visual media solutions that will solve these problems through our creative work. We need only define them. Step 2, it is important to establish and embrace deadlines. I know we all hate them, but honestly, they're the only thing that is really a useful form of motivation. Imagine waking up every day and not having any deadlines to meet. Yeah, you could do whatever you want, and that's fun, but in the reality of the world, everybody has some kind of responsibility or obligation, even if it doesn't feel like that at first. So get yourself into a groove with setting reasonable deadlines for your work. This will help keep things on track as well as provide motivation when those tough days come around, and you know they come around. Step 3 is to use your words. Use them and think about them. The power of words is limitless. It could take initially dull ideas and make them interesting and even unique. The impact that you want your message to have on others will largely depend upon the type chosen for this step in particular. Choose wisely because the type is going to stay with us forever. Step 4, write about the problem. When ideas aren't coming in visually, they are possibly easily described in words. When an idea doesn't come to you in a vivid visual manner, your brain is probably trying to find words that can easily describe it instead of the pictures that you're trying. Step 5 is to talk to people. It can help to get a new perspective on solving said problem. Sticking to a problem and not giving up is what's going to make the difference. It's important that you talk to people who have a different perspective on solutions because no two minds think alike after all. Step 6, it's time to break free. Break all of your constraints and create something new. Every change will lead you down an unexpected path, so go with the flow for a while here. It'll be worth it in the end. Finally, now we can design the solution. After exploring several options, it became very clear the best solution is not too complicated, but has enough visual interest to stand out. I had wanted to work with the negative space to create a kind of hidden symbol within the logo. A simple camera could have been worked in. I then refined and created a more polished version in Adobe Illustrator. And then I sent it off to my client for feedback. They loved it and we moved forward. Another tip is to print out your designs often and critique them as you go. Replace weak elements with stronger solutions. and create an archive of your creative process, much like this. Always remember the 3 R's: reflect, refine, and repeat. Practicing these 3 R's will help you produce innovative and unique results. So for this, I'm going to show you an example of what I mean by printing out my work.
Results. Like I printed these out, and I look here, and at 1 inch, you can't like make out there's a division over here because this was like not correctly aligned. Like there's extra space on the top part. You get what I'm saying? And then I wasn't too sure about the font. I mean, the font, I wanted this font because it was the same font, but I didn't want it for her name as well as photography. You know, I added that in here. I tried to switch it a little bit, but I don't know how well that was working. So I went in Illustrator, worked on it a little bit more. And this is the new one. Like I was saying, print as you go to just test. And then these are, this is 1.5 inches. Just to show, you don't really need, you just need a 1 inch one just to make sure that it's good at scale. So this is 1.5 inches. And then this one is the 1 inch. 1 inch. And then this one was 1/2 inch. Just wanted to see 0.5. And then this is the one with the type. And then this was without the type. 1 inch. Both of these. And here was just scaled up. Like the first one was scaled up just to see how that looked. I mean, look at the smaller one or the bigger one. It doesn't matter.
Working with typefaces is less about what they say and more about what they feel. When you're choosing a font, the personality of the words comes into play as much as how that personality reflects or contrasts with your own. Even though you might be tempted to go for something that's popular or trendy, it can backfire, and it usually does. The ultimate goal is always to create feelings, so pick the right ones rather than follow industry trends. Here I chose Adobe Fonts Rosarian script because I felt that this would complement my logo design best by bringing out the playful side without making it too feminine. I then proceeded to alter the end of some letters slightly to reduce legibility issues. The type was then embedded into the logo as such. Your logo is a visual marker that describes who your company is, what it does, and why it matters to customers. It even represents the kind of employees you hire. Get this right, and everything else falls into place. After that, the final step I take is color. Depending on the feel or message I'm trying to communicate, the color palette can range from dark and moody to light and airy. In this case, I went with a light and cream brown color scheme to give it a kind of softer look. Some more tips are when creating your logo, keep the following in mind. 1. Keep it simple. A complex logo will be difficult to remember and may appear cluttered. 2. Make sure it's scalable. The logo should look good both small and large, so it can be used on a variety of marketing materials, like in that printing scene. 3. Use colors that reflect your brand identity. Each color has a specific meaning, so make sure you choose colors that accurately reflect your business's values and goals. 4. Use fonts that are easy to read. You want people to be able to quickly read your logo without having to squint or guess at what it says. And finally, remember to keep your branding guidelines consistent by using the same colors, fonts, and sizing across all of your marketing materials. Also, I have bonus questions for the client. Like I use these, and like I got these when I was back at school, and I've held on to them, and I always use them whenever I'm making a new logo. So before you start designing, take some time to consider these questions for the client. They include, what are you trying to communicate and why? What does this audience already know? What does the audience need to know? What has been done to communicate the information? Who is the competition? What color palettes might you prefer and why? And how do you expect the audience to respond? These are just like, those questions were when I was still in school, and They're like very useful questions for whenever you're designing a logo for a client that'll help you get to your solution. Aside from that, you know what to do, and much obliged. And I will catch you on the flip. Next video is going to be a font, how to make your own font, I think. So see you then.